Alright, so today we're going to be going in to put a stop to a Clan Nova Cat raiding party, and because it is clan opposition, I'm going to go for the 3 out of 13 salvage instead of the payment, although it's a very nice payment. We have a fair bit of money ourselves, but that's mostly because I've sold a lot of our equipment, a lot of engines, and most of our mech pieces to afford buying a couple of things. But those couple of things that I've bought have turned out to be pretty substantial. We've put together an Axeman, we've put together a Marauder, modified both, and in one day our Atlas will be ready to go. And this is intended for an Ouncer who's still out on an injury, but it should work pretty well, so let's go ahead and deploy. Alright. So this is the drop. Ooh, I almost have eyes on that thing. Probably unintentionally. That looked kind of like a blood eyes. Oh, that'd be really sweet. So we only get 3 pieces of salvage that we can pick on this mission. But what I'm hoping for is if we manage a good kill on some sort of clan mech, we might be able to pick up the 4th piece just by sheer luck. Of course, on the other hand, I don't really want to make the entire lance nothing but clan mechs. I think that's well, maybe just a little bit less thematic than we've been working for the Lyran Commonwealth this whole time, and I do think it would be kind of nice to field Lyran mechs for a little while. That's why I got the Atlas that I did, although I'm modifying it because stock configuration, that thing moves at 3 on the walk and 5 on the sprint, which is uselessly slow. So there's a 70 tonner right there, there's a 75 tonner right there, possibly more around. Let's go ahead and reserve a little bit. I don't know, it looks like they're reserving too, so I think there is something else. Because it's flipping them and then not doing anything, which usually means it's reserved, otherwise it would just go right back to us. So I could get eyes on them. This is a bit of a risky forward position,
You got it. Going flat out.
but let's take it. So yeah, so there's 5. It's a full clan lance, 70 tonner, 75 tonner like we saw, and then 3 marking unknown. Let's see, so 35 tonner moving up. I can't reserve anymore, although I would like to. Let's see, that'll get me vision. And that's not a bad spot to stand, so we'll do that for right now. Huh, another Timberwolf. Okay, that's the S configuration, which ours is also? No, ours is the E configuration, which I gotta say I do like the E configuration. The advanced tactical missiles are proving to be very powerful. So, but, oh man, yeah, okay. Timberwolf S is beyond deadly at close range. Quad SRM6, that's very nice. Large pulse for longer range is not phenomenal, but it's still, I mean, it's not 0 either, that's 55 damage. We could go up with him and try for the Thumper, but I want to see who else moves first on their end, so let's see. Let's take the Ostrak. It's a bit of a risky position to go up here without any bonuses from cover. Let's go around the side.
Confirmed.
Okay. Alright. Summoner. That looked like a hit, but looks like no damage there. Ultra AC-20, okay, so that's now our priority. As deadly as that Quad SRM6 is, the Ultra AC-20, it's 200 damage, and even more importantly, because of the way the damage is spread, that's, well, a limb torn off in one hit, and the next one torn off with the follow-up, which would be basically catastrophic. So, with that said, that 40% damage reduction there is pretty significant. Oh, what to do. Okay, so, you know what? No, let's take the Timberwolf. Let's take the Timberwolf offline first. So our game plan will be push her on the right-hand side, Trap Heaven Jaguar. We're facing some stiff opposition. I think that's a heavy mech. Yeah, 65 ton. Double Ultra AC2 is not the scariest, but the LRM 30. Clan LRMs have no minimum range, so those LRMs behave like SRMs when they're close to us, which can definitely be a problem. Oh man, I should have just stripped the evasion from the summoner because our Timberwolf can't really strike in at theirs very well, but we can get some decent damage on their summoner. That's really our best shot right now. So let's go ahead and take it. May as well. Okay, what happens if I use the standard, just the HE? 7 versus 4, I mean 10% drop in accuracy. Let's go for the HEs. Okay, decent damage, decent damage. Very nice. Okay, so yet again, this seems to be a bit of a common theme since the update to 13.2 today. If we hang out long enough, it should just fix itself, and then I'll probably end up cutting this out during video editing, which will probably shock most of you because, I mean, let's be honest here, it doesn't really look like I'm doing that much professional video editing here. No, I'm not really. I'm just clipping off the beginning part when I do a mic check and grumble to myself a little bit, and then go back through the game once it starts back up. This is, again, get a little bit annoying. Is that an Owens in the background? If it wasn't Clan we were fighting, I'd say that looks like an Ostrom. Okay, so we're back to our turn. That's the Ostwar, right? Okay, very visually similar. I think the designs are themselves related, at least in the lore.
Ready for orders.
Would not surprise me if they were. In reality as well, I mean, that's how you end up so visually similar, right? So our Axeman is a little bit slow. We're going to move up a little bit behind where I want to be. But we're going to do it, I don't know, decent chance of hitting our own chameleon in the back here, but let's go for the shots. We do land one of them, like 28 damage, but yeah, it's good long-range damage, right? So now we'll move up the Hollander. We can't quite do the tank airdrop. I don't know why it doesn't let us. I think maybe it's the cooldown, so we have to get to turn 3 before we can even call in something there. We're going to shoot at the summoner. It is close to another mech as well, so it should be a good shot even if we miss. And yeah, that's a fair bit of damage right there. If it sounds like I'm continually surprised by the artillery being a good thing, it's mostly because I am.
Ready for order.
Artillery used to be very bad. Okay, so we're going to use the tank airdrop now. The artillery used to be pretty bad in this because for a while, basically every time you missed, the shot would go right up in the air and fall right back down on top of you and your entire lance. So this meant that it meant that bringing artillery was basically opting into bunches of friendly fire. So as we've sort of learned previously, dropping that guy in tends to draw a lot of fire, which is particularly advantageous for us on the first couple turns because that's before we've really started doing much damage, but our opponents are doing quite a bit of damage. They're at their best, right? Because we haven't managed to really land any hits on them yet. Haven't managed to take their guns off them, things like that. So having somebody for them to shoot at instead of us when they're at their most lethal is very nice. Something else that's very nice is that accuracy right there. 84% on each of these. We'll probably land 3, but we can always hope. So 1, 2, 3. Oh, all 4. 80 heat to that Timberwolf. Should add up next time it gets to move. Okay, there's that double UAC2. Man, I would field any of these mechs. There's a reason that the last campaign I did on this, admittedly a long time ago, we dove right into clan territory. In fact, I think we actually started in clan territory, and then, oh wow, okay, that hurts. We shot at you, so I guess that's fair. Conquering the inner sphere was easy peasy. Wow, that's... okay. We piled in with all 4 plasma rifles, and we got no net heat buildup from him. Granted, he didn't fire most of his guns, but I was still hoping for something. So let's go ahead and let their summoner move up. Okay, misses. That's what you like to see. Okay, and now we want to move before this guy because he has a fair amount of missiles, which are pretty good at crit seeking, which means we need to open up some crit locations for him. Standing here is a little bit hazardous because it is rough terrain, but this guy moves pretty early on, so I'm hoping we'd be able to move him before he draws significant fire.
Putting my weight into it.
And I do want to start hitting that Timberwolf a little bit. Again, steady doesn't help us because he already had no evasion pips to speak of. But we are starting to do a little bit of damage there, and if we are going to push around this side and flank, the Coon is an excellent way to start doing that. One of the next best things we could do, as long as we maintain a decent facing, is to use the Timberwolf. One of our heaviest hitters right now is Timberwolf. That will change as soon as we have the Atlas online, but for now it's definitely true. So we're going to Battlelord. We run a little bit hot here, even with the clan heat sinks that we're using to keep this thing cool. But I think this is worth it. So we're going to throw light tag. Tag seems to have hit. Oh yeah, very nice. So that Timberwolf is tagged. We've opened up at least one hit location, and it looks like we're going to be chilling here, yet again. So I do hope that whatever is causing this seems to work itself out. It could be because this is an old save and a new version. Maybe there's something it doesn't quite like. Oh man. Yeah, it's one of those if it ain't broke, don't fix it type things. We weren't having this trouble earlier on. Admittedly, this is running much smoother now, but my 70 frames per second doesn't matter if I'm staring at the same picture. So, come on, can we get it to do anything? This is rather annoying. Well, I'm going to take an overly dramatic... Oh, I was about to say sip from my mug, but apparently we're moving again, which is pretty nice. So, yeah, that's a knockdown. On stability, it looks like, from those ATMs, which is very nice. I think we found the superior Timberwolf variant here. Okay, so what's the good play here? What I'm thinking is we move the Axeman up. Well, that's trash accuracy. It's unfortunate. Okay, we need to get this fire starter out of harm's way before we can fire in with the Axeman. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to push these 3 mechs around. The fire starter is going to go early enough on the second turn. This won't be a problem for exposing them back. And we're going to go ahead and shoot in, hoping to take down the leg, or open up the other one. We do take down an actuator.
I think I hit something good.
That Timberwolf will probably still be able to stand up. We haven't actually taken any of his guns offline, which we definitely want to do. We haven't managed it yet. So okay, so now that that path is somewhat clear, I don't have to worry nearly as much about friendly fire if I miss shooting in at this Ebon Jaguar, which is our next best accuracy. I know the summoner is a threat, and I know that Ultra AC-20 absolutely terrified me the second I saw it, but taking a bad shot is still taking a bad shot. So, come up here. No, we're not gonna, yeah.
On it.
Okay, so let's start pounding into that Ebon Jaguar. It's not like it's a bad target. This thing has quite a bit of firepower.
On it.
I should have moved a little bit differently. I would have been able to open up with the smalls. Oh, that's my fault. Okay, here's the behemoth. And yeah, that Timberwolf has seen better days. So we did kill the leg there. But somehow that thing's still alive. Yeah, it's lost its left arm and its right leg, so it's a little bit lopsided right now.
What's up,
So the
Bob?
Hollander we're going to move down here to where it can't really be seen. And then we're going to drop some artillery. Do I want to go up to the summoner with this? Or do they have a Jaguar? We've actually hit both of their CTs pretty well. I don't really recall that for the summoner, but no. Okay. Okay. Oh, it must have been the first artillery shot. Okay. A little bit scattered there. Both of his arms are hurting pretty badly. Let's see where that 2C goes. Shooting the Behemoth. This is the thing. So the Behemoth, it takes a good shot, but it never really moves very much, and because of that, it's
Commander.
probably not going to survive much longer. But this looks like a good opportunity to potentially panic out
On
that
my
pilot.
way.
So we're going to do that here. It's possible we get shot out in the back for this. And that's an engine crit?
Hostile removed.
Alright. It's only 2 salvageable parts, but I kind of want the guns more than I want the parts at this, well, parts for the actual map at this point. More importantly, we've taken one of their heaviest hitters off the field, and we seem to only have 3 opponents left. So this is, well, 4 opponents. This is probably a bit easier of a drop than we really should do at this point to keep things interesting, but the reason I did it is just, well, frankly, clan tech. It is that good. So, we're going to move up here. I was tempted to wait, take 2 shots in, but I do want to see if I can at least disable one of these mechs, functioning, disable it before their next turn. There's not enough heat to do that, not even close. And yeah, now we're coming to place. So Marauder 5S is taking an absolute walloping right there when they have a Jaguar.
Еще пара таких попаданий, и это ведро можно будет на помойку тащить.
Yeah, okay. We have 2 plasma rifles on this left arm. We really, I mean, this was kind of meant to be either backline or near backline mech, not something on the front line like that. So, well, there's no excuse for making bad plays, though. What we're going to do is we're going to kick this guy right in the back, and his back armor is paper thin. So if we get even the tiniest bit lucky with our clustering, we should be able to clear something off. It looks like a right torso, yeah. Right arm, not torso. Okay. Yeah, we hit that guy in the side while shooting at him in the back. Normal day, I guess. So, we have 2 options now. The Ostrak can't get around to his side. Can't do a kick there either. We do have, so we have Slapdash, who is yet to go. We also have the Timberwolf.
Waiting for orders.
And at this point, it might be worth sort of, well, shoving the Timberwolf right down the throat, because the flanking value here is pretty high, but I need to save that Marauder from getting another hit. I like that. Otherwise, we'll lose things we can't replace. So those plasma rifles I borrowed, I did not salvage those. They cost me about 400,000 apiece, and I only had the 4 that I put on them. So if we lose them, we're going to be redoing that mech build completely, instead of just replacing the couple of plasma rifles that got lopped off there, at least until we can find more, and until we have the money to pay for more. So, this mission is taking place while we have 1 day left before our next, well, monthly payment is due, I guess, and that's about 680,000 C-bills. Plus, we have 1 day until our engineering project's done. I want to start bringing more of that functionality online. We need much better pilot training bays. We don't have any of those right now. I think I'm just upgrading right now to pilot Pod B.
Commander.
So we have quite a bit left to do that requires a lot of money, and I'd rather not spend 800,000 on a mission where we're not even going to make money to begin with. So let's see what we can do to...
No shooting, just running.
As tempting as it is to shoot this Jenner 2C while it's injured, I think the better choice is trying to finish off that summoner. Just core it out if we have to. It's brutal, It's not really what I would want to do for maximum salvage. It's not like we get it anyway. So a couple shots there right into the CT. Engine
I think I
crits.
hit something good.
Not enough to bring it down. 29 left on the central torso. That's just teasing me at this point. That would be a charge. We're not going to do that. We will move right here. We'll keep the minimum even type facing as we can. And we'll do yet another precision strike, just because if we can land even 2 small lasers on this, that mech is dead. Okay, that's 1. Oh, are you kidding me? Oh, we landed 20 points of damage. That thing has to have just... Okay, this should do it. I can't imagine that CT is... There it goes. Okay, that's a mech down. So their heaviest single gun is off the field, and the Evan Jaguar is in bad territory. On the other hand, our Hollander really has no remaining good targets to shoot at. I suppose I could put him after the Jenner. We're going to reserve down, let the Jenner go if he wants to. We'll clear out the Firestarter and the Chameleon around the back end, start shooting at the Royal Lost War. Might have to move. Well, okay. That friendly fire thing was taken care of for us, but another challenge in its stead, as always. Who's moving on 8?
Commander?
Okay, I do not have a
Yes,
precision
Commander.
shot with either of these. There's really no point in waiting for it. If this draws fire against the Firestarter, that should be okay for a turn. This guy isn't a clan mech. He's just a royal mech, which means maintained by Comstar, usually. Good tech, don't get me wrong. Usually runs double
How's
heat
it going?
sinks. Quite effective, but it's not clan
Reserving
tech,
action.
so its punch is still limited. Okay, so you shouldn't have... I don't care if I lose this thing. I get a free one every mission, which is great. And we did actually manage to keep him alive this turn. Structure exposed. We have a decent chance of getting him to draw the Evan Jaguar's fire. We're going to move a little bit riskily here, but I need to protect that left-hand side. So we'll go this way. On the right side facing. And that's some good accuracy. 1, 2, 3, 4. And that Evan Jaguar is cooking. This is very good. Just that hurts so much. I want all of those. I want those LRM-15s and the SRM-6s from you. I want that to be your
Waiting for
scavenge.
orders.
Okay, we're gonna go ahead and shoot this Gen 2C
Firing
as
a
well.
full salvo.
Actuator destroyed, very nice. Don't know which one.
Reporting
I wish
critical
it
hit.
specified.
Еще пара таких попаданий, и это ведро можно
I
будет
guess the
по
only
полной
option is the light.
утащить.
Has 1 point left.
Damage is light.
We are so unlucky with that, I swear. But let's just see if we can finish this guy off.
Roger. Engaging.
That's a leg down, enough extra damage to go through the torso,
That hit
pallet
something.
bleeding out, panicked. Yeah, that mech's gone. There goes the
That's a
2C,
kill.
leaving us just 2 mechs in the Op 4, only one of them a clan mech. I'm feeling
Standing
pretty
by.
good about this. I do want to see... Nope, that's it's still too far. This mech is so slow.
Waiting for orders.
So slow. Okay, well... What happens if I just stand here? We're just not gonna move. We're just gonna pound all of this into that Evan Jaguar if it works. Okay. We're destroying some of the
Critical
missiles there. I
hit,
didn't really
Commander.
want that. But, I mean,
Standing
there's
by.
only so many ways to destroy a mech. So, we have to do what we have to do. I don't really want to go in for a punch here, but I guess we'll have to.
Got it.
Doesn't turn off any of our guns, so
Engaging.
I guess it works. 30 damage to someone. Bunch of smalls. Okay, so we're boring through the one side. It's losing us a fair amount of salvage, so we may as well keep shooting from that one side, so we don't have to
Commander?
rip off the other arm too. But we will kick this guy in the back. Or will we? Yeah, the kick did. Well, no, it's a clan mech. What am I talking about? The clan mech quirk makes combat, or melee combat, non-viable. So instead, we'll just hit you with everything we've got. Yeah, that's a rear attack I'm gonna take. I'm kind of impressed that that Ostwar is still alive. That's a lot of detail on the arms there. Look at that. You can see the SRMs on the arms right there. Now, once this is done, I will see about checking the cache for the update, because it's possible we got something wrong here, or yeah, I'm not really sure what's up. 4 times in a single video is a little bit much. Well, let's try the remedy that worked last time. Taking a big old sip from our mug. Oh, no dice. Okay. So other things we can talk about then. I know next to nothing about Clan Novacat. To be honest, most of the distinctions between the clans outside the famous ones like Clan Wolf kind of get lost on me a little bit. I know some of them were Hawks, some of them weren't. Yada yada are ultimately irrelevant because they came in anyway and they got smacked anyway. But maybe I should do some reading up on that, because this is the same clan that we've fought a couple times now. And I think that would be at least a little bit interesting to talk about. So,
What's up, boss?
we have 2 choices here. We can try to... okay, that's why. It's a lot of armor. This guy must have the rugged perk. Yep, All-Star Rugged. So we were boring through additional, well, more internal structure than we knew was actually there. So I would like to slow down the Evan Jaguar, but I don't think I'll be able to. So we're going to have to rely on the heat to keep him from really killing us that badly. On turn 7. And that's Mech destroyed. So what happened just there, we didn't get through all of the CT. We either got through enough on the torsos to damage an XL engine, which is distinctly possible, or we caused an ammo explosion. I didn't see an ammo explosion. I'm not sure if the Royal Lost War carries an XL, but it does. So odds are that even one of those... Oh! Yeah, okay, he panicked out. So, yeah, that'll be the mission. Thank you guys for hanging around.
Mission successful.